Oh, hey, Cotillion.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
idea.
it's like the third time he's done this month. Like, we keep being like, alright, gotta get going. He's
Yep.
like, yeah, I'll be there in 2 minutes. And then, like, 25 minutes pass. I don't know why I
Yep.
even show up on time. What's new with you today? Have you seen anything good on Reddit?
Reddit. I don't use the Reddits.
Do you not? You seem like a Reddit guy. I don't know what that
Nah.
means. I didn't used to be a Reddit guy, now I am. I check it like 4,000 times a day. I
The only
find
time I
that...
ever wind up on Reddit is when I'm like troubleshooting something, usually
yeah.
video game related, because that's where I wind up.
It's a
But
pretty good resource for that. I don't know. I find that the like auto feed that the Reddit phone app populates is pretty good if you have like if you're like waiting someplace for like 45 seconds or whatever, like you're somewhere like just like long and awkward enough that you want to like look at your phone but you don't have like a thing you need to do. I find it's
yeah.
really good for that. I can't actually think of anything particularly interesting I saw today. When I was on my one of my walk breaks at work, I came across a very tiny dog. It was pretty cute.
By itself, or was there a person attached?
No, there was also a person, but it was like
Yeah.
an extremely small pug. It was like
Mhm.
small in small proportions, but she said that the dog was already like 5 months old and she wasn't sure how much bigger it would get. He was like, "And then
Jeez.
you have yourself a tiny cute pug."
Yeah, I took a walk today at work also and passed by a lady that had a dachshund on a harness.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I like dachshunds. They're cute.
they're pretty cute. There's actually like a dog daycare center down the street from my office that has a big glass window. I will often end up going by it on my work walks. We get like two whatever breaks per day, and I don't get nearly enough exercise if I don't make a concerted effort. So I always just like walk around the block.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dogs in there. Some of them are cute. There was a new dog in there that I hadn't seen before. That was like a really long, skinny. I don't even know what breed it was. It was like vaguely like Dachshund proportions, but like it wasn't. It was like some other kind of dog. It seemed to really like me.
You should
No,
get one.
most animals don't like me. It's a mutual contract we've signed. I don't bother you. You don't bother me. I'm weird around animals. It's not that I dislike animals. It's very much that I am weird around animals. My
Dogs.
my ex used to make fun of me because one of our friends had a kitten, and like we'd go and like visit her apartment, and like the cat would like come up to me, and I have like no idea what to do with the animal because I'm weird around animals. So I would just say like, "Oh, kitten, kitten, kitten," and she'd be like, "What the hell's wrong with you? Like, why are you just saying kitten to the kitten? That doesn't make sense."
You can even pet it.
It would be a bad idea. My skin is like really sensitive to anything that isn't human that has hair.
Uh,
It's also probably sensitive to my own hair, frankly. My skin is terrible.
I like to think that you found that out by like communing with bears or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this bear hair is killing me.
I don't know how I could have predicted this. Is he
Think
still
he's gonna
not
show
here
up?
yet? I don't know. So, I mean, like, legitimately, he has not shown up before.
Yeah.
He always, like, claims to have a good reason, but, like, I could make up a good reason, too. Oh, my apartment's ceiling's falling down because it's raining really hard and I live in California. January was hard, man.
Yeah, that's not good. I still have flooding issues.
Is it still raining up there? It hasn't rained in, like, down here for a little while.
It was raining earlier. It rained yesterday. It was raining a little bit today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but when it gets when it rains and there's high winds, the wind blows the rain at my window, and for some reason my window just lets water in now.
Yeah, there's like a leak somewhere around it.
Around the frame, and
yeah,
it got in, and then the paint right under the window sill was cracked a little bit because it's cold, whatever.
Yeah.
But the water got in and under there and just started creating a water bubble under the.
Oh, I've seen that. Actually, I had that with my cabinets when it was leaking really badly here. There was a place where the water was dripping under the paint in the cabinets and making these giant bubbles. It looked weird and upsetting.
Yeah. Now I have to put a towel up on my windowsill. I'm just leaving it there for now until this actual summer.
That towel just belongs to the window. It's not my towel anymore.
I mean, if I didn't work so far away, I probably wouldn't just leave it there. But it takes me 45 minutes to get home, and if it's raining.
Yeah, if there was some emergency, even if one of your roommates said something about it, you wouldn't be able to get back before something happened.
Yeah, might as well just leave the towel there to soak up the water so it doesn't create even more bubbles.
Yeah, I get that. That reminds me, have I told you about my work lunch situation?
Nothing specific.
Probably not.
I assume you have lunch at work.
I do have lunch at work. See, I don't actually like. So, here's a fun fact about me: is that I am intensely uncomfortable eating around other people. I'm just I'm very particular about my food, and it's hard for me to enjoy it because I've spent my entire life with people being critical of the way that I just eat, and so my body has turned this into a physical sense of discomfort with other people around me while I'm eating. And so, naturally, I kind of want to eat with, the minimum number of people around. But,
sure.
Oftentimes, workplaces, they have, arbitrary rules about, when you can take lunch or whatever. This place, truly doesn't care. So for, a while, I was, eating at, normal lunch times and, hanging out with people that, used to go on walks with me. And then, I don't know, they started, doing other stuff and... I don't know, it's complicated non-drama that isn't that interesting. But basically it was I stopped feeling incentivized to try and I eat at the same time as those people, and then I was well, I guess I'll just eat whenever then. And it kept eating later and later until it was I work until 3:30, and now I generally go to lunch around 1:30.
Well,
Just
in the state of California, you have to.
I know, it's technically
at 5 hours.
Yeah, I know. I have to report my day that way, but they say they don't care if I don't do that. So I'm yeah, alright, well, I totally ate my lunch at noon then.
Then they're definitely breaking the law. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, they're not breaking the law. I'm reporting it such that they're not breaking the law, and that's all that matters to them and to me. So, I feel
like they still have to say you need to do this.
Oh, they did. They totally said that. They said you have to do that, but we don't care.
Yeah, so it's that last part. That's
no. But they said that I had to do it, and that's the important part, isn't it? I feel like that's the important part. But yeah, so I kept pushing it later and later until it was 1:30. And the fun thing I found is that so our break room has 2 TVs in it. And if you go a normal lunchtime, the people are always watching some garbage The Talk. And I'm really just not into that at all. I would actively rather just have modem noises on than fucking watch The Talk. But if you go late enough, no one uses that weird TV in the corner with no comfortable place to eat. And I don't really I have a big breakfast and I don't actually eating that much in a normal day. So, I have, a big breakfast and, a moderately sized dinner, and then, I usually just bring something to eat for lunch, and it's not that big a deal.
Right.
So I just, eat my random snack, and then I just, watch, HGTV on the secondary TV. I watch, half an episode of something. I see, the part of the episode where there are, problems, and then they gloss over them, and then they show the person the finished house.
Yeah. The best part.
The best part. I actually really like HGTV. It's kind of funny. I got into it because my sister-in-law would, like, visit around the holidays, and she doesn't like any traditional TV show that, like, I've ever watched in my life. Like, she likes certain, like, specific dramas, and she likes certain specific, like, reality competition shows, and basically anything on HGTV. And, like, I used to watch HGTV as a kid, like, when Trading Spaces was a big deal. I don't know why, like, my family sort of, like, got into it. I remember sometime we even went to some, like, weird convention and saw, like... I think we saw, like, Ty Peddington, like, speak at some small event or some bizarre thing. We didn't go for him, but I can't remember why we did go. He just, like, happened to be there. It's weird.
It's random.
But yeah, like, after that, like, I hadn't watched it for a long time, and then my sister-in-law would, like, come home for Christmas, and, like, that'd be the thing she wanted to watch, and it was like, oh, this just feels like Christmas now, for some inexplicable reason. So it just, like, had this weird positive association. And, like, I don't know, it's just kind of pleasant. But here's a question that I was thinking about today when I was watching HGTV at lunch. Like, do you have strong opinions about, like, architecture in the home that you would want to buy for yourself, assuming money was, like, no object?
Not really.
Right? Like, you have, like, maybe some vague impression of something you like or don't. But I feel as though, and this may be a gross generalization, but I feel as though women are born with some innate sense of what architecture that they need to be around. And I don't understand it. Like, I can't even articulate that. Like, even the things I know that I like or don't like, I'm like, it's, and I've watched, like, 400,000 hours of HGTV, so I don't know how it is that women, like, our age seem to just, like, know this. Did they take a secret course in high school that we weren't allowed to go to? Was that part of, like, women's health? They're like, you know what's going on in your body. Let's talk architecture. Like, is that the thing that happened?
Seems likely. Seems like the most likely scenario.
Yeah, I mean, Occam's razor, right?
Right.
How long have we been here? We have been waiting... It's almost like 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
You tried texting him again?
He didn't
respond to me.
He didn't... Yeah, no. I tried. I haven't heard anything. I mean, I did it online, you know. You should have
Yeah. Yeah. But, like, you know, when he's doing this, I'll like, text him directly. Like, I'll text him directly and, like, say something offensive to try and get his attention. Still doesn't work.
Maybe that's why he's not here. Maybe you offended him.
I think it's more likely to offend him enough. You know, speaking of, can I level with you? I mean, like, you've been... Like, how long have you actually been, like, editing stuff for us? Like, we've been doing this for 8 years, and you haven't been here the whole time, because, like, I don't think a human being could tolerate that. I'm not sure how we do it. But, like, it's been, like...
So, I think the first thing... It's been longer than that. It's been way longer than that.
Really? Like, way longer than 3 years? Damn.
I mean, I've been at my job for 4 years next month, and I was doing this way before I got hired at my current job. So, I think the first thing I did was the Blitzball stream.
Oh shit!
So whenever you were playing Final Fantasy X.
I looked that up.
It's what, 2014, 2015.
God. 14? That'd be upsetting. That mean that you've been here for, like, probably something, like, at least half the time we've been doing this. It doesn't feel that long. But then again, it also doesn't feel like we've been doing it for 8 years.
Yeah. And I think that we had, like, you and I at least had played Destiny together before I even started editing. I remember I brought it up to you while we were playing Destiny.
Yeah, I guess that's true, isn't it? Because you had been offering for a while, and I was like, yeah, but we can't pay you, and so that's weird. And then, like, somehow you've been doing it for at least 4 years. Like, 4 and some years. And we still... I mean, I guess we've technically paid you some amount of money, but it's not like a wage. I wouldn't compare it to a wage in anything other than to say, not one. But so, you've seen, like, I mean, like a quasi-billion hours of us fucking around. And, like, you've edited our stuff, so you know what's up. I'm kind of at wit's end with this. Like, we're like, literally about to hit our 8th year anniversary, and we're still doing this whole routine. You know what I mean?
I mean, isn't that what the people come here for?
Well, not that routine. I mean, I don't know why people watch the routine. Like, I truly don't understand that. But what I mean is, well, you know, like the skill thing. I mean, so, you know, back in the day, we started by playing Ocarina of Time, which is, like, insufferable to watch, as we recently discussed, because it's broken into, like, 11-minute episodes, or whatever the actual maximum they would allow us to do at the time was.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, you know, Tech really wanted to play that game, because he was like, oh, I grew up, this is my childhood, man, like, this is the good stuff. And I was like, yeah, I enjoyed playing that game, it was, like, important to me, it was a big deal when it came out. And then, you know, we start playing it, and he can't remember how to play it at all. You know, he just has no idea. Like, he didn't even remember what the N64 controller looked like, you know? It was just like, okay. But, like, he had talked this, like, big game, right? And he knew, like, some of our friends were gonna, like, watch a couple episodes of it, and he really wanted to, like, impress them, because he had talked about how great he was at it. And I was like, oh, it'll be so funny. Like, I'll just, you know, like, I'll do all the hard stuff, and then we'll just say you're the one doing it. You know, we're not doing, like, a face cam. No one's gonna know which one of us is doing it. You know, and then we took it a step further. We're like, oh man, like, okay, so we'll choose who's playing, right? So, like, you can do Tech's version, which is the one where it gets done competently, or Vasco's version where it's just awful and embarrassing. And, you know, like, it was funny for a while. And now we're out here, you know, like, Tech's taking credit for that incredible boss fight with the golem from, like, a couple episodes ago. Just the entirety of Horizon Zero Dawn, you know. There's just, like, all these things, and it's like, you know, like, the longer this goes on, the more of a complete buffoon I look like, and it's like, no, man, you don't understand. Like, Tech's trying to finish, like, the easiest dungeons in Ocarina of Time, and, like, he like, can't finish them, so at a certain point, like, I have to try and just do it with, like, literally one hand to make it look like I'm not, like, trying to throw it, you know? Yeah, so it still looks convincingly like, oh, how stupid that is, lol. Like, I don't even know...
I wish you had mentioned that you were unhappy with this situation earlier, because I feel somewhat complicit by putting the bug of...
When we started, we sort of explained to you how it worked, right? Like, it was the point. But what I'm saying is, like, we've reached a point where, like, now I'm starting to question it. And, yeah, we're, like, 8 years in.
If you... yeah, a little late, but if you had mentioned something, I could have, you know, slowly subverted the whole system by not putting his bug on the episodes where it was,
just like, remove it quietly.
No, just replace it with yours. You know?
Just, like, two of my face, both facing the same direction.
Well, we don't use that bug anymore.
Oh, I guess that's...
Or at least not for this.
Yeah, not for this. It occasionally gets used in Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. When was the last time you played that game?
Like, early February? So, like...
Have you played it this year?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think we've done it, like, twice this year. Maybe a little more. Sincerely, though, and, like, I know, based on what I just said, this is gonna sound like I'm full of shit. But those first couple episodes, I actually discovered my controller was broken.
That doesn't surprise me. I've gone through... I don't even know how many. Like, literally, I've lost count of how many PS4 controllers I've gone through.
I think I've been through 3 now. I think I need to get another one. I do have, like, one good one now, but, like, I also like having to, like in case of some multiplayer thing that would never happen in my apartment that no one comes to, or just to like toggle between charging them.
Yeah, I feel like that's the real reason, is just to have one that's charged when the one you're using dies.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest draw.
I wind up with these weird, like, dead zones on the left stick that I've Googled, and I can't find anybody else that has that problem. I type in
Really?
PS4 controller stick problems, and the only thing I get is from...
bad porn, right? Am I right?
Am I right? The only thing I get is back in the day when the... I guess maybe the first generation of PS4 controllers came out, the rubber on the stick would, like, come off.
Yeah,
I've never
I
had
at least
that
one
problem.
of mine do that.
I've never had that problem, but I wind up with this dead zone in one of the sticks, and it's not noticeable in some games, but it is like super noticeable in other games.
So,
when you're trying to go in one direction, and it just won't do it.
Yeah, I think that's actually what happened in my controller that most recently died, the one I was using at the start of Kingdom Hearts. Because it's probably really hard to tell, like, actually watching the footage, but, like, in some of those early ones, like, I literally couldn't walk forward in a straight line. He would kept, like, shaking back and forth between going slightly left and slightly right, and it just, like, looked weird and wrong, and it controlled terribly. I think that's the thing that had happened. I'm surprised more people don't have that, though. That seems like something that you could cause very easily without trying.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. I think that
the fact that Tech is now like 20 minutes late.
Oh, well, that's the other matter at hand. But I think we should just force him to play.
Oh my god, can you imagine? What would be the best game to make him play? Oh, that new one.
Other than Kingdom Hearts?
That would be pretty good. We can make him do... Yeah, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. He's always talking about, like, oh, I think I would love those games. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, couldn't even handle Skylanders.
Oh, Skylanders.
That was my attempt. That was like a quiet cry for help. Was to, like, make a game that we would both play at the same time to be like, you're seeing this, right? Like, you see how bad he is. No one noticed.
No.
Same with Untold Legends. I think that's why he hates that game so much. Is because I think people were starting to notice. Yeah, actually, we did finish playing Skylanders eventually. When we stopped, we were like 2 episodes from like finishing it, and it was really embarrassing when we realized that. So there was some point where we were like, yeah, let's just finish it, and it was like, oh, like this will take like 20 minutes. This will take like no time at all.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't remember when we did that. It was like at least like a year and a half after the fact.
Yeah. Speaking of Skylanders, I think that I saw
the new like
they
iOS
are making a
app.
mobile game.
Yeah, they are. They've been peddling it really hard to the usual suspects. Like all the big like Hearthstone streamers have been doing like paid sponsorships to show it off and doing a really bad job of it.
Wow. That's one aspect of streaming that I'm not particularly happy about. Just
the shilling?
The paid. Yeah. Like,
there are different ways to do it. I'll admit that a lot of the ways I've seen people do it feels objectionable in some way or other. I mean, like, you do you. I'm not criticizing them. It's just, like, it feels, like, not great as a viewer. I don't have to worry about that since I'm very unsuccessful. That's not actually true. Considering all the factors, I'm very successful. I mean, I'm probably going to have enough sub points to get 7 total emotes. Very excited about this.
What's the criteria for partner?
The issue that, like, there are 3 criteria, and I'm missing one of them. I can actually pull it up really quick, because I've sort of forgotten the specific numbers on the ones I meet, because I just meet them. I think I go to summary. Where's the fucking path to partner? Here it is. Okay. Within a 30-day period, you have to stream for 25 total hours or more. You have to stream on 12 different days or more. And Here's the issue I have. You have to have an average of 75 viewers. Would you like to know my current average as of right now?
I'm gonna say 9.
No, that's a solid guess, but that's not how averages work. In fact, the average is 6.29. Because the usual suspects of like 9 or so people who are often watching my streams usually aren't watching the entire time, which thus decreases the average.
Right.
Which is not a criticism, it's just a statement of fact that I said drunkenly.
Yeah. Well, if I could figure out a way to get more people into the streams, I would, but...
I mean, that's why I've been trying to get people to do the clips. I think if I put the clips on Twitter and they're good, then it might make people want to watch. Of course, no one follows me on Twitter, so maybe that's a stupid plan. But I still think the clips are a step in the right direction. Yeah, I don't know.
You could, like, post it in a subreddit for Arena or whatever game that you play.
Yeah, I've tried that before. I made a big push when I had that amazing Dominaria game where I got up to 9,000 life in draft.
Yeah.
I tried to put that on, like, various subreddits and social media and stuff, and, I don't know, like, 10 people saw it or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm not very good at social media, it turns out.
Hire someone for that.
I feel like before I should do that, I should be able to pay you. Instead, you're like a tier 3 sub to my channel, and I think you gifted 5 subs this month.
We've moved well beyond paying me. I don't think we need to worry about that anymore.
The funny thing is, like, there's actually, like, kind of a meme about that, particularly on YouTube. Like, I've seen a number of people who have, like, someone who, like, watches, who just, like, was a viewer, who, like, edits their content for free. It's just, like, a thing that happens online, and it's weird, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
They're always making jokes about it on ZFG's channel. He's that Ocarina of Time speedrunner that I have mentioned a couple times, I think.
Okay.
He's super mellow. I find him very funny. Oh man, that's what we should do. We should get Tech to try and do like a speed run of Ocarina of Time. Be like, yeah, look, we wanted an excuse to revisit Zelda. Here it is.
I would be down for that, except I have no idea how we would accomplish such a thing.
I mean, the big thing is I think to keep it feeling genuine, we would have to cut them down to like 10-minute episodes.
Yeah, but even beyond that, like, logistically, I don't know how we would do that.
Yeah, I mean, God, it feels like the Switch is so close to being able to make something like that happen, but it's really not.
Yeah. Well, plus, as far as I know, there's no virtual console anywhere for N64 games.
That's probably still true. I mean, there's those, like, 3DS ports, but those are even further from being, like, share playable in some meaningful way.
Actually? I'm finding... I need to do some more research, but I'm pretty sure that there is a way that you can get cables that will allow you to record your 3DS on your computer.
That is definitely a thing that exists. I don't know where to get them, but I've seen them. When I worked at G4, they had some fancy rig for that shit that I think is even beyond the scope of what you're talking about. But I know people like, I think like Lucajin has done that. Maybe Rome Mithril? Like, I've known a couple people to try and do handheld games, and I think they've used some solution along those lines to do it.
Given that we do have the ability to screen share that, it would have to be... Actually, that would be perfect, because then only the person screen sharing it would be able to play, so...
It's true, it would just be one person doing it. But, like, the part of the trick is, like, I think one of the things a lot of people liked about the Ocarina of Time 3DS port was that it had, like, the ability to use the gyro controls for, like, aiming and certain other things.
Oh, man.
So, like, trying to do that while also capturing, I don't know if that actually works right. It actually might. Now I'm, like, thinking about that logistically.
Seems like you should be able to turn that off, because that's not, like...
Yeah, you
That's
can
like
toggle
a
that off.
true Ocarina of Time experience right there.
Yeah, I'm almost positive you can turn that off. But, like, it's better because, like, aiming in that game is stupid. Nothing's as bad as Majora's Mask, though. I don't even know, like, Tech was just so convinced, like, oh yeah, like, Ocarina of Time was great, like, why not play Majora's Mask? And I was like, it's really just not as good. He's like, no, let's do it. And I'm like, great, now I have to play both our parts in this game. And this game is way less fun.
Yeah. It has a really good concept, but it just...
It does. No, there's a lot of things about it that seem really cool, but I do feel like there's just something really inherently problematic about, like, a Groundhog's Day quest to save the world where you, like, spend, like, hours at a time, like, saving sections of the populace, and then you reset and you just leave them to die because you've already done it and you're bored of it.
Yeah.
Like, this is something I don't really get it.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's not gonna show up.
Oh, he sent me a text that says, "Uh-oh." What do you think "uh-oh" means?
Could be anything with him.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's out of sake.
Oh, yeah, it could be out of sake. That actually feels very likely. My phone let me know that there's heavy traffic in my area right now.
That's good. It's good to know.
Yeah, I'm not driving,
It's
though.
always good to
so
stay on top of the traffic situation, for
Yeah.
those times when you feel like you just need to do some traffic flow work.
Yeah. Also, apparently it's my high school friend's mom's birthday. So hi.
Random.
Yeah. I'm surprised I've never found an excuse to get her on the channel. I mean, 3,000 miles and all that, but like she went to high school with Top Hat and I.
Oh, your friend.
Yeah.
I
Not
thought
my
we were
friend's
still
mom.
talking about your friend's mom. I was like, this is some kind of
Like, that
crazy...
seems like a really weird thing to do, Vasco. And I'm like, hey, she can't be any worse at Ocarina of Time than Tech is. Like, let's be real.
True. Fair
It's
point.
not possible. Not possible.
Have you mentioned this friend?
Only vaguely. She doesn't have, like, a proper fake name or anything.
This is not the one that is, like, always dying, right?
No. That's Pandasaurus.
Oh, okay, yeah. She's been on the channel, right?
She has been on the channel. Which is weird, considering that, like, Nick and Montauk haven't. I don't know how that happened.
I didn't realize you knew Montauk.
Oh yeah, he was one of our suite mates at college.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. I like that he watched, like, The Council. Like, of all fucking things that I've ever streamed, like, that was the one that got his attention. Like, watched, like, most of The Council.
Was he there for the whole thing?
Not the whole thing.
You know, since the beginning, essentially?
I think he has seen parts of every installment of The Council. I'm not sure he stayed, like, all the way to the end of any of them, but, like, he saw large portions of all of them, I think. Except, maybe he wasn't around for the 5th one.
On Saturday?
Yeah. Hashtag dating this fucking conversation.
Yeah.
He just said, uh-oh, again. Is he on fire? Oh. Do you think the Phoenix came back for him? Schrodinger's Phoenix?
That seems as likely as anything.
Yeah, well, I got work in the morning, so I'm just gonna text uh-oh right back to him and see what happens.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Probably gonna, I don't know, just start...
And pause this until he actually shows up.
Pause what?
No.
Have you been recording?
No.
Why would we... Wait, you're not supposed... We agreed that we weren't going to talk publicly about the... You're going to delete this, right?
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why you're recording, though. You just start recording the second we get... Just in case someone says something interesting accidentally. I guess I can't blame you for that. We're not gonna do it on purpose.
Yeah. It just happened, and then it didn't occur to me to stop when you started, unloading. So.
But, like, you know what? You see what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah,
like, it's just absurd that this has gone on this long. Like, it was just a joke, and then, like, it got out of control.
Yep. I agree. 100%. I'm just gonna put the real bugs on from now on.
Yeah, that sounds good. You should just put, like, one of my sweet emotes up there. Like, no pretense. Like, this is the Vasco hour now. Hey, Twitch says that you can get 2,500 bits for a special price.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh, is that what happened during the council? That actually explains a lot of things.
I don't know if that's what Rogue was doing, but that's what I did in order to win. And I did win because he did not stay until the end.
I mean, you were winning before you decided to just, like, do a victory lap and just, like, dump on him.
I mean, I knew he wasn't going to hang till the end, so I just stopped donating until it seemed like a reasonable amount of time had passed, and then I just, like, put a bunch more in. So.
Well, I appreciate that. Although, again, I feel like I'm supposed to be paying you, and neither one of us really understands how capitalism works.
Maybe that's the problem.
That might be the problem.
Alright, well.
Yeah. I'm gonna close up shop here. As soon as I get that finished animation file, I'll send that to you, and then we can start doing things.
Okay.
Doing things. So I guess you have a good night. And if he ever says to you what "uh-oh" twice means, let me know. I don't know if he's... I don't know.
I mean, I don't really talk to him outside of line, so if he tells me, then he'll be telling you at the same time.
I guess that's true.
If I hear anything...
But also, I like to tune him out because he says shit like "uh-oh" and then doesn't show up. For
and then just disappears.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, good hustle. Nice, yeah.
Hey, speaking of single copy of Balker, so yesterday, rather than record, because I'm a scrub, I went to a friend's house and played Magic with paper cards for the first time since being in LA.
Is that true?
Yes.
I guess it hasn't been that long.
It was very exciting. And someone played a single copy of Fog.
Like literal Fog? Or a single copy of a Fog?
No, literal Fog.
Who... Do I know this person?
I mean, his name is Jeff. He did not go to Emerson, so I don't think so. He killed his own Balker. that was
so
worth
this
legit.
whole episode. I really love it when they do that shit. I really do.
So
Doesn't matter how many times that happens, it does not stop being funny to me.
Oh, so good.